And this is one of the honor books, having the silver medal on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you say you were elected. What does it take to be elected? and
involvement
explain
in the profession. I mean, I've been working in libraries since 1994 and working with children since 1998 as a paraprofessional. Then I got my library degree. But I also decided to go beyond that and work sort of virtually with my colleagues nationwide. And so I belong to different committees, membership committees, initiatives. So you sort of get your name out there with the people in the profession from coast to coast.
They heard about you after a while.
And you start, as you go to conferences and meetings, you get to know people and you see the same faces and they become your friends too. So you put your name out there, or someone nominates you and you put your name out there and then they vote, and I vote for other people, and I vote for myself.
Of course, yes.
And all that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then.
Why did you want to be to be one of the selectors?
I'm a reader, and I am a reader that's a boy, and that's kind of unusual in this profession. Most children's librarians are ladies, and as a reader, as a male reader, and a lover of the books, I want to put out my voice and my interpretation in my idea of what's the best in choosing the books.
Okay. What catches you? When you were looking at these illustrations, what, for example, with Blackout, what caught you?
Every book, you kind of come on its own terms. You know, you look at the book individually. The range of picture books could be actually books for teens. They could be books for the youngest, like A Ball for Daisy. This book is kind of a family book. You look to the rhythm of the visual image.
The rhythm of the visual image.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
In the page turn. I mean, there's a kind of a cadence to a book. If things jump around too much, if things don't make sense, even sometimes mistakes.
That's with any book.
Illustrators will make mistakes. And sometimes you gloss over, ignore some of those mistakes or things that don't work right in a book. And other times you pay a lot of attention to them and you think, which ones are some of the better books? There's a page in here that I thought a lot about. Let me see if I could find it. But in this page, looking at the shadows, do they all match? That's really important. So I pay attention to all these things, whether this flashlight shining on this cat here would actually project the following image. And I thought about that, and I even had a little cat puppet, shadow puppet, and I took a flashlight to make sure it all fit together. So there's a kind of a logic to the thing. I mean, that's kind of my part of it. There are 15 of us. So I'm one voice of those 15, and we all bring our own angles to it, and that's one of my angles. Is I'm a boy and I like art. I like thinking about art and looking at art. So
I like this. You're a boy, and you have a beard, and your hairline is receding or has receded. You're a boy. You're a boy. Yes. Yeah. I'm a girl. You're a boy. Yes.
And it's a thing. If you've thought about or read about boys and reading, is like a huge concern. I mean, boys do not read. A lot of them don't read. I mean, most reluctant readers, they call them, they're almost always boys. Studies have shown that those readers who read most or read early have had role models. My earliest memory of being a child is getting up in the morning, not wanting to go out of bed, going downstairs and seeing my father reading a newspaper, you know, and that was my role model. He's reading. It was a house full of newspapers and magazines, and there was stuff laying all over the place.
Books,
exactly.
Newspapers lying all over the place.
But not everybody has that.
Right.
And they see their teachers, maybe my teachers in elementary school were ladies, and that's fine. I wasn't. Surprise, surprise, I wasn't a great reader when I was a kid. I sort of discovered as an adult, it's almost as I've missed all these books. I missed all these great books. So now it's time to catch up.
Yes, yes. Okay. So how long have you been in the Placer County?
Placer County, about
system?
3 years.
Okay.
That's right.
Where did you come from?
I lived in Washington, D.C., and I worked in Loudoun County, Virginia, so I was sort of a reverse commuter. Yeah. So I was over there, and I wanted to have a California adventure, and I vacationed in California, and I thought this is the place for me while I'm still young and spry enough so I can enjoy the hikes in the mountains in Placer County. It's just so beautiful.
Yes.
It's everything I wanted.
Oh, good.
So I found myself in the right place doing the right thing,
Cool.
which is children's librarianship.
Yes, yes. So let's talk about the Newbery Award. Before we do that, I want to share that if you want to learn more about the Newbery Award, go on to ALA.org, that's the American Library Association. Click on awards on the left, awards and grants on the left. Click